they don't know your life. They don't put your shoes on every day and walk a day in your shoes. So they can't understand what you're dealing with on a daily basis. Hello, my love. Welcome back to Arouse for another episode. And if you're new around here, welcome. My name is Sam. I am your host and personal life coach. Make sure that you are following or subscribing to the podcast so that you get updates on every new episode that comes out. And today, in the continuance of the Boost Your Confidence series, I'm going to be talking about how to say no with confidence. And this is really important because as a woman growing up, you're pretty much taught not to say no, that we're supposed to say yes to everything. So before I spill all the tea, let's dive in. Warning, the following presentation is intended for mature audiences. It includes stigma topics like sex, addictions, mental illness, adult dialogue, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, my love, are you ready? Because this is a topic that definitely you need to hear. I don't care what part of your journey you're in, whether you know how to set healthy boundaries in your life and relationships or not. But today I'm going to share with you how to say no with confidence. And being able to say no is a very healthy boundary because you need to realize when to say no to shit that doesn't serve you, that sucks out your soul, and maybe you just don't want to do this thing. So you need to have confidence in order to say no to these things so you don't drain yourself and become this ugly blob that is hating their life. I've been there, and it is the most soul-sucking thing ever that has left me so drained, depressed, disheartened over my own fucking life. So this really goes into trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. This is the foundation of your confidence. And with doing so, even in times when there's moments that you don't feel right, it doesn't feel right to you. And even after you're like not sure, but knowing in your soul, deep down, your inner goddess is telling you, no, this is the right decision for you. We've talked about this, we've discussed it, and this is the right decision, even if you don't feel like it. Because there's been times where I have really thought about something to myself and talked to my intuition, my inner goddess, aka her, and we've had this discussion together where it's like, you know what, this really isn't serving me. I don't feel good anymore doing this, or this is not something that I can have in my life anymore, or this was way too much than I expected. I can't handle this right now. Whatever the reason that I have discussed this with my inner intuition or my inner goddess, her and I have decided that, I really need to say no to this, or I need to let go of this from my life. And saying no can be powerful for so many different situations. Saying no to a relationship, setting a boundary, saying no that I don't have time or the energy to add this to my life. I am spread so thin on what I'm doing for extracurricular activities, and this is especially difficult for moms and mothers out there to manage because there's such a high expectation of how mothers can be with their children, and there's such low expectations for dads to show up. You as a mom almost feel like you can't say no, or you'll feel like you'll be judged as a bad mother in our society, and I absolutely fucking hate this because women, especially women, should be able to say no and have no fucking question about it. When you say no to someone, they should just be like, okay, and move on. And they don't question why you're saying no. I've gotten this so many times, and I'm not even a mom to human children. I have a dog, and yes, I'm a dog mom. It is a lot different. However, I've had lots of people ask me, especially men. There are some women in my life, and of course, this happens, that we're just kind of taught to question people when they say no. And I hate this. We need to get rid of this in our society. But especially men in my life, when I've said no to something, they've immediately come back at me and they're like, well, why can't you do this? Why are you saying no? And instead of just accepting it, they're impeding on my space in my life when it's really none of their fucking business. It is absolutely fucking soul crushing to have someone question your decision, especially when it's a no. But when it's a yes, no one question it and they're like, okay, great. But when you say no, you say the opposite, you don't want to do it, then they're immediately on your case. Someone is always in your face, and it really is none of their business asking you, well, why can't you do this? Instead of being understanding and say, okay, I understand that maybe this isn't a good time, or maybe you just have a lot on your plate. But no, people immediately go to this black fucking hole where they instantly judge you and they don't know your life. They don't put on your shoes and walk in your shoes for even a day and understand what you're dealing with on a daily basis, because you have no idea what someone else might be dealing with. Maybe they're dealing with their own inner demons. Maybe they have mental health issues like dealing with anxiety, depression, ADHD, some other mental illness apart from maybe what's going on at their job, or if they're running their own business, if they have kids, if they have pets. If someone is sick in their family, maybe they're feeling stressed out or something else from that, and it's putting so much pressure on them and almost like this burden, this weight on their shoulders. You have no idea what someone else is dealing with. And we honestly need to be understanding of that everyone is dealing with something. It doesn't matter how put together someone looks, everyone is dealing with something bad in their life. As terrible as that sounds, it's not all sunshine and roses. As I've grown up to learn, even when I was little, I would look up at adults and be like, oh, they have it together. And now that I'm an adult, even 26 years old, I don't have my shit together. I still don't believe that I have my shit together, even though other people that are older than me look down at me and they're like, you know what? Like, you have your stuff together more than I did at 26. And I don't feel like I have my shit together. So this is the thing, is everyone's dealing with their own shit and I'm dealing with my own stuff. I know that my parents, my sister, friends of mine they're all dealing with their own stuff, whether it's inner problems or external factors that are weighing on them and causing stress or overwhelm. There's so many different variables in one's life that can cause them stress or anxiety, any negative emotion to throw them off. Instead, people should be understanding, because I can guarantee that everyone out there is going through something. To bring this awareness to yourself is going to help this problem. The moment that I have someone tell me no, whether it's for a boundary or they just tell me, no, I can't do this, I don't immediately go, well, why can't you do this? I say, okay, and I find someone else, or I potentially do it myself, or whatever the case is, but I don't question their no. I just say, okay, I respect that, and I move forward, because I understand what it's like to deal with my depression on a daily basis, or feel really anxious and feel almost crippled to the point that I can't do something, and feeling the pressure from society to say yes to everything, because not only am I a woman and we've been taught to pretty much have to say yes to everything and be superwoman when we really don't have to. We don't have to say yes to everything. I only say yes to things that I feel good about doing, that are aligned with me, that I want to do, and everything that's the opposite, I say no to. If someone does end up questioning me, which it still happens, I just tell them I'm not available for this in my life. I don't say right now, because that could potentially open a door or open a window for them to be like, oh, well, later you can add this. Later you can maybe do this. And I don't even offer that opportunity anymore. I just instantly say, I don't have space for this in my life. So it's a no. So I believe that this should be unacceptable in our society to question someone when they say no to something. Just say, okay, and move forward. Maybe find someone else that doesn't have as much shit going on. Also, when you don't give a rhyme or a reason to someone's question, well, why can't you do this? And you don't tell them why, and you just say, I just don't have space for this in my life. Or if you just say, I don't want to, or it's just no. And you don't even have to say anything. It's like, well, I said no. So you need to accept that I've said no to this. And this is going to help other people start to realize that they really have no right or privilege to the privacy of what's going on in your personal life. They have no fucking right. And people need to be put in their place about this. I don't care who you are. No one has any right to question you on why you decide to say no to something. They should just accept it and move the fuck on. Because what good does it do to question someone's decision? This is also another thing where when someone questions your decision making, as a woman, it makes you question yourself. Well, did I make the right decision? No, bitch, you did make the right decision. It's just someone's trying to make you question yourself, so you're going to change your answer to a yes. But you need to stay confident with your decision of saying no. I've even been in situations where someone has pressed me so hard, I literally tell them, fuck off, I said no. And not everyone has a great response to this, but they're pushing my boundaries that I need to get so persistent, not angry, but raising my tone in a more firm way to let them know you're not pushing me. I am staying right where I am, and there's nothing that you're gonna do to move me. Fuck off and accept my no as a no, because it's not changing. And the moment that you get really firm about something, people suddenly start to back up. That is another thing. And I'm not telling you to tell someone to fuck off. Sometimes I need to do that. And people in my life know that I swear, especially when I really need to get the point across with something. If someone's really pushing my boundary, I'm literally like, hey, you need to fuck off right now. Stop pushing me, because my answer is no. And when you stay firm with yourself, you get firm with them, then they're going to back off. You need to be unshakable. You need to be tenacious within yourself. And that comes from being confident in your decision in the first place. There's been many times that before I even talk to someone about the fact that I want to say no, I tell myself over and over, this is the right decision for me. I want to say no. I cannot add this to my life right now. I have other things going on that are more important, or things that I actually want to do. And this is not something that I want to do. You repeat all of the reasons why you don't want to do something, why you want to say no to something. So it enhances your confidence in making that decision, in saying no to that thing. So that is the real tea on how to say no with confidence. I'm sure you've heard the quote or the phrase, there's 2 best times to do or start something: 10 years ago or today. So even if you feel like you wish, oh, I wish I would have heard this 10 years ago. Well, you're hearing it right now. So you can start today with working on your confidence in order to say no to things that suck your fucking soul, that doesn't serve you, that you just want to fucking say no to. You can do it today. Work on your confidence right now. And hell, come back to this episode as many times as you need to give you the confidence, to remind you how to say no with confidence, how to build your confidence around this. Because I wish I had this when I was younger. I wish someone told me, hey, you can say no. So that's what I'm doing for you today, is you can say no, and this is how you do it. So I hope this episode was helpful. If you thought it was, let me know by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Share this with someone that you think might need to hear this. Screenshot this and share it on social media. Tag me at The Soulful Body Co. and let me know what was your favorite part of today's episode. Until next time, cheers to your confidence.